I'm one of the top upcoming children.
Hello, Slate TV. I'm Daniel Grimes from Daniel's Desk, here with Keith Paris, who is an Instagrammer, a beauty influencer, and an LGBTQ activist. We're going to talk today about his experience growing up. He was bullied when he was younger, but he overcame that experience to become a makeup artist and to become before you today. So, Keith, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
You're doing well. I want to first start with, you actually have a prosthetic leg.
Yeah, I'm actually an amputee.
You were born without a fibula, right?
Yeah, tibula.
So what's that? What's a tibula? What?
So tibula is this part where I'm touching right now on my knee. I didn't have that when I was born, when I came out of my mom. So the doctors had to operate my leg. When I came out of my mom, my leg was like curved like a 360 spin, if you can say. And they had to operate it, so my leg ends like from here to here, so they had to amputate on it. So like ever since I was born, I had a prosthetic leg.
So you learned to walk with a prosthetic leg?
I learned to walk with a prosthetic leg, yeah.
When did you first realize that you were different?
I always knew that I was different because like school was like, elementary school and middle school was like so hard for me because like kids used to make fun of me because I was amputee. They used to call me like hurtful slangs. They used to call me like crippled. They used to call me like the F word and stuff like that. And that always used to get to me, and that always like hurt my self-esteem.
But when did you realize that your leg was different than other kids' legs?
Because like, you know, like when you was little, everyone like, they look just like you, and they can connect with you like on so many levels, like they get your struggles and stuff. I didn't have no one that was like ambitious just like me.
Yeah.
I always wanted like a kid. I always wished when it was like the first day of school, I always say to myself, I wish it was a kid who had a prosthetic like just like me, so we can connect, we can like hang out and stuff. Maybe we can go to the same doctors and stuff and like have the same checkups and stuff. But I never had that. I feel like if I did met a kid that was an amputee, I would have had like more self-esteem, and I would have been more confident.
So this is truly 2017.
Yeah.
Just like your iPhone, you literally take your leg and you plug it in each night?
I plug it in each night.
What happens if you don't charge it?
It dies on the spot. Like I can't walk. It's just like stiff. Like I can't walk. It feels like I'm like hopping and stuff like that.
So it goes like straight wooden?
Yeah, straight wooden, yeah.
So going back to middle school, you talked a little bit about you were bullied, you didn't really feel like you fit in. Can you tell us about that experience of middle school?
Like middle school, I just feel like the kids, there just wasn't a really good support system for them. There was always kids judging me because I was an amputee. They will always used to call me crippled. They call me like the F word and stuff like that. And you know, they always make so much rumors. Like I remember this one time, there's this girl, I don't remember her name. I don't even want to remember her name. She was like new in school, so like I'm a friendly person, so like if there's a new student, I will like say hi, let's be friends, like I'll show you around and stuff. She like spread a whole rumor to like the whole school that I had cancer, and like everyone believed that I had cancer, and like anywhere, like it was like when I look back at it, it's like she was so naive and it was so silly because like cancer is not like cooties or like anything like that. But like she used to like tell kids anywhere I sat, she would tell like, oh, don't sit there, he has cancer, and like you can like get it and stuff like that.
So you internalized that, and you wrote about that experience in your story called Amputee Story.
I have a book on Wattpad.com called Amputee Story.
And in your story, you write that you start cutting yourself. Can you talk to us through the process of why you felt like that was the appropriate response?
I felt like that was the appropriate response because I didn't feel comfortable talking to somebody. Like when I did get bullied, I used to just feel shame. I felt like so hopeless, and I felt like a burden to people when I used to like tell them like, oh, I'm getting bullied, and like, you know, kids back then used to say like, oh, you're snitching and stuff like that. I used to like believe that like, oh, I don't want to snitch. I used to get so in trouble for like telling people who like bullied me and stuff like that. And when I used to like self-harm and stuff, it was just like my coping technique. It was like showing like my emotions like when I'm going through and stuff like that.
Was
and,
it the pain that made you feel better?
Yeah, it made me feel better. It made me feel like okay. It made me forget like the negative words what like the bullies used to say to me and stuff.
What did you use to cut yourself?
I used to a razor. I stole it from my mom's like medicine cabinet, and I just like took it from her. She didn't even notice.
And was this every day? Was it just when you had a particularly bad bullying experience?
Yeah, it was a particularly bad, like, if any day, if someone, like, a kid used to bully me, I used to, like, go straight home and, like, cut myself and then just, like, forget about it. And, like, I used to be so cautious with it. I used to be so sneaky with it. I used to hide, like, the razors, like, underneath my bed. I had, like, a drawer specifically for it. I used to hide, like, other stuff in it so it can, like, blend in with everything.
How did you hide the marks?
I used to be so sneaky with it back then. At first, I used to do it on my arms, like, right here. But then I used to take selfies, like, when I was little because I just love photos. And a lot of people used to comment on my photos and be like, is that scars in your arm? And I used to be like, no. And I used to delete the photo one time. So after when people started noticing, I started cutting, like, on my legs, even, like, on my amputated leg, too. I started cutting, like, there, and like, people didn't notice and stuff. I used to wear, like, long sleeve in the wintertime and stuff. Not in the wintertime, in the summertime.
What brought you out of that experience from middle school where you're cutting yourself to high school where then you can go to the teacher and say, can I charge my leg? Wait, right? Like how did you come out of that experience?
I came out of that experience, I feel like after 8th grade, there was like this one day everyone business got out and then everyone was like, you know, talking about me. They was like, oh, I think Keith self-harmed. I think like something wrong with Keith and stuff. And then like after that day, I used to write in my journal, like, all the Child Support Amputee story, they comes from my journal. So, like, I used to write so much when I was, like, in middle school.
In that story, right, that you tell your science teacher, can you tell us, like, how you built the courage to tell her?
I felt like I could trust her. Shout out to Miss Moody. I love her so much. She was always so nice to me. She always gave me, like, the positive vibes. She made me be myself, and she made me love myself for who I am as a person. So it was like one day at lunch, I felt I wanted to tell somebody so badly because I feel like I just need to stop. I feel like at that time I was doing too much with the self-harming and stuff, and I knew that I was gonna get hurt, and I felt like if I was.
Did you feel like death was coming soon?
Yeah, I actually did felt that, and like, you know, everyone's afraid of death. Yeah. So like I didn't want to die, so like I was like, I want to go to somebody, but I was like skeptical. I was like, who can I go to? I can't go to the principal because I was afraid he's gonna tell my mom.
Wait, I have to. So you didn't harm yourself to kill yourself. You
No.
only cut because you felt like that made you feel better.
Yeah.
And then you realized I need to tell someone before this gets dangerous.
Yeah, because I used to get so like I had a self-harming problem and an eating disorder too. So like I used to like skip on meals and stuff. There was like times in school I used to like faint. I used to feel like lightheaded and stuff. So like, and like a lot of my friends were like noticing, Keith, you need to eat something. You need to like eat something. I used to be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat something, but I never do. I used to like take the food, like eat like one bite of it and like throw it away, and I used to like really like go crazy.
So then tell us about the experience of you finally being able to tell your science teacher.
So it was at lunchtime, and then like I didn't eat again. So like, and I said to myself, I think it's time for me like to tell someone. And then like I asked Miss Moon, Miss Moody, can we talk outside real quick? And then like I told her like everything, and like she just like started crying. She was like telling me like, Keith, you're not alone. You can always talk to me if you want. We can talk to your guidance counselor teacher together. And she made an appointment for me for my guidance counselor teacher.
Did she tell your mom?
No. She kept a secret from me. I didn't want my mom to know. My mom actually did find out that I used to have a self-harming eating disorder problem like literally this year. So I feel like my new confidence that I get now, I get it from my counselor. His name is Mr. Pace. I love him so much. I think he's like literally my LGBTQ role model. I love him so much. He makes me more like myself. He makes me like say, you know what, Keith, do a big F you to society. Just be who you want to be and don't really care about what anybody thinks about you.
And I want to talk about that because you went through that dark period, but then it was makeup that kind of inspired you to come out of that period. Can you talk about when you first discovered your passion for makeup?
I first started experimenting with makeup in sophomore year in high school. I was on Instagram and I was looking at Nikita Dragun's Instagram. If anybody knows Nikita, shout out to Nikita Dragun. Before she was Nikita Dragun, she was actually Nick Dragun because she's transgender, male to female. And I was watching her YouTube videos back in the day, and I saw like her eyebrow tutorial, and I was like, oh my god, I want to know how did she do her brows? I want to brows like that. And
But you had never experienced.
Yeah, I never experienced with makeup. Like I was reading the comments, everyone was like commenting, what product are you using? Is it Anastasia, Benefit, like Urban Decay? And I'm like, what the hell's Anastasia? Like, what's the Benefit Cosmetics? And then I like figure out, oh, it's makeup. And then like I kept binge watching her videos, and then like I kid you not, I watched her videos like until my alarm went off for school, and I was like, and
So
then
you learned all of your makeup techniques from Nikita.
Nikita Dragon. She's the reason why I do makeup.
And where do you go? What makeup products do you use?
So right now for foundation, I use Lancome 24-Hour Wear Foundation. I don't know the shade, so I'm sorry. And then like I love highlighter, so my highlighter that's on my nose and on my cheeks, if you can see. Becca Cosmetics and the shade Topaz, and Cherry Glow Cosmetic and Bronze.
Does your mom know that you do this?
No, she don't. She don't know. She didn't even know I'm not here. I think she's like, my phone like rang like a second ago. I think she was trying to call me.
Are you a little nervous that she's gonna find out?
I am, but like at the end of the day, the reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm like doing makeup and like being myself and like putting myself out there is because I want to inspire people, and at the end of the day, I just want to like help a kid's life and just inspire them and just make them be who they want to be.
So your mom does not support you doing makeup, does not...
Being gay, nothing like that, making YouTube videos.
Is it a
working.
religious base? Is she very religious?
She's not like that religious. We're from the Caribbean, so my mom's from Trinidad, my dad's from Grenada. Shout out to Trinidad, shout out to Grenada.
So it's just cultural.
Yeah.
And so what was that experience like coming out?
It was hard. I didn't get like that perfect coming out story everyone gets, you see on YouTube and stuff like that. It was hard. There was like so much lies, so much twists and like turns and stuff. It was so negative and so hard.
Is she better now?
No, she's not. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that she's not. My dad supports me though, and
Good.
He knows like the terminology for the LGBTQ community and stuff. He's very supportive. I'm happy that he is.
But I feel like when I read about in your book, you seem like such a positive person.
Yeah.
What gives you such hope?
What gives me so much hope is that I don't know. I'm just like I'm a dreamer, so I always dream very big. I remember like there was one time in my study skills class, sophomore year, I had Miss Cora, Miss Meyer's classroom, and they told us, write what you want to do when you grow up, or like what you want to do after high school. I had the longest essay. I said like I want to do like acting, I want to do makeup, I want to do like modeling and stuff like that. And like the whole, like my little class, they like snickered, they like made fun, and they was like, Keith, you're never gonna accomplish that. You're never gonna like get big and stuff like that. And like where I am today and everything.
Is that what gives you hope? The idea of your bright future is what like wakes you up each day?
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your life?
What I want to do in my life? I want to do acting, singing, modeling. I want to still do makeup professionally.
So that hasn't changed?
Yeah, that hasn't changed. I want to be a beauty influencer and still an anti-bullying LGBTQ activist for everyone, and just really to inspire lives and just change the world forever and just like make everyone happy.
Do you have any advice for any students or anyone who might be enduring what you endured in middle school and then having the thoughts of wanting to cut themselves?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to ask help. There's many programs that you can get in. I know there's like suicide hotline, like there's like a self-harming hotline and stuff, that a lot of stuff you can like get help with, and like talk to a guidance counselor teacher, talk to a favorite teacher that you really like, care about or really cares who you are as a person, and just be around with friends who really like care for you, who you are as a person, because I know now in this generation there's a lot of friends who are like backstabbing, who like fake, or who like, use you for like the wrong things and stuff. Like really, just be yourself and just stay strong.
Well, Keith, that was such an amazing conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I hope you all took something away. And as he said, there are a lot of resources out there for you. If you do feel like you're cutting yourself, or if you feel like you are going through a state of depression, make sure you look up some resources and make sure you find someone close, just as Keith did, so that you can tell, because it's always important to share that experience to make sure that you stay safe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.